Hi, good evening. My name is Kevin Van Note, and I am the choir and band director at Selma Middle School and here at Wapahani High School. Thank you so much for being here. This is the middle school Pops Concert. Several years ago, the middle school was part of the variety show at the high school, but it made the variety show just too long. So I pulled the middle school out and gave them their own kind of end-of-the-year concert. I call it the Pops Concert because all the music is popular music. And so we are going to begin tonight with a hit by Imagine Dragons called Believer. And before I start, I want to acknowledge Taylor running sound back there and lights. Thank you so much, Taylor. And sorry we don't have concessions tonight. I just have too many parents that are either sick or away at other things. So there will be a brief intermission between the choir and bands where we set the stage up for bands. It takes about 10 minutes, so feel free to get up after the choir and use the restroom or get a drink of water or something. I'm going to begin right away. Here is Believer. And I want to remind the band to thank you for setting the example to the audience about being a good audience and sitting quietly during a performance and not being on our phones. Thank you so much for not being on your phone and applauding at the end. Appreciate you. No screaming over here either for people.
First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired up and tired of the way that things have been. Ooh, the way that things have been. Ooh. Second thing, second, don't you tell me what you think that I can be. I'm the one at the sail, I'm the master of my sea. Ooh, the master of my sea. Ooh. I was woken from a young age, taking my soak into the masses, writing my poems to the few that looked at me, took to me, shook to me, feeling me, singing from the heartache, from the pain, taking my message from the veins, seeing my lesson from the brain, seeing the beauty through the pain. You made me a believer, believer. Pain, you break me down, you build me up, believer, believer. Oh, let the bullets fly, oh, let them rain. My life, my love, my God, they came from pain. You wake me up, believer, believer. Third things third, send a prayer to the ones up above. All the hate that you've heard, turn your spirit to a dove. Oh, ooh, your spirit up above. Oh, ooh. I was choking in the crowd, leaving my brain up in the cloud, falling like ashes to the ground, hoping my feelings they would drown, but they never did, ever did, nothing and flowing in limited, till I broke up when it rained down like rain. You made me a believer, believer. Hey, you break me down, you build me up, believer, believer. Oh, let the bullets fly, oh, let them rain. My life, my love, my God, they came from pain. You made me a believer, believer.
Last things last, by the grace of the fire and the flames. You're the face of the future, the blood in my veins. Oh, ooh, the blood in my veins. Oh, ooh.
They never did, ever did, fall in limited, till I broke up when it rained down like rain. You made me a believer, believer. Rain, you break me down, you build me up, believer, believer. Rain, oh, let the bullets fly, oh, let them rain. My love, my God, they came from pain. You made me a believer.
Thank you. So I asked the students one day, I said, let's choose a song. Like, there's songs you can buy arrangements of, like that. I bought a choir arrangement to sing. And then there's songs that are brand new and you can't buy. And so I wanted to sing something that was kind of a lot newer. And they gave me the idea, this song, Daylight, by a guy named David Kushner, who I called Jared Kushner and every name in the world before I finally got it right. David Kushner, and this song is called Daylight. Great song.
In the distance from the way that I've been living, but I know I can't resist it. Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time. You and I drink the poison from the same vine. Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time. Hiding all of our sins from the daylight, running from the daylight. From the daylight, running from the daylight. Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time.
Telling myself it's the last time. Can you spare any mercy that you might find if I'm down on my knees again? Deep down, way down, Lord, I try to follow your light, but it's nighttime. Please don't leave me in the end.
There's darkness in the distance. I'm begging for forgiveness, but I know I might resist it. Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time. You and I drink the poison from the same vine. Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time. Hiding all of our sins from the daylight, running from the daylight, running from the daylight. Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time. Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time. You and I drink the poison from the same vine. Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time. Hiding all of our sins from the daylight, running from the daylight, running from the daylight. Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time.
Thank you so much. Another round of applause for our soloists. And we got a couple other soloists coming up here soon. Up next is Count on Me by Bruno Mars. And I asked the students to each submit 5 or so pictures to me. There's a couple that only gave me 1 or 2, but I filled a PowerPoint with a bunch of pictures of us to go with this song, and I told them to give me some pictures of them with people that they can count on, people that their friends, their family, whoever, just somebody that you feel like you can count on or they can count on you. So here is Count on Me.
Stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help
There sure were a whole lot of these and these in those pictures. It's not going away. People have been doing that since 60s, right? Next up, I had a talent show. I called it Open Mic Night this year, but I had a little talent show, Open Mic Night, in April, and there were a few middle school students that performed in it, and there was one that I really, really liked a lot tonight, and I asked them to perform for us. So this piece is called Love Like You, and it is from Steven Universe. So here is Riley Sutton.
If I could begin to be half of what you think of me, I could do about anything. I could even learn how to love. When I see the way you act, wondering when I'm coming back, I could do about anything. I could even learn how to love like you. Like you. Love like you. I always thought I might be bad, now I'm sure that it's true, 'cause I think you're so good, and I'm nothing like you. Look at you go, I just adore you. I wish that I knew what makes you think I'm so special. If I could begin to do something that is right by you, I would do about anything. I would even learn how to love. When I see the way you look, shaken by how long it took, I could do about anything. I could even learn how to love like you. Love like you. Love me like you.
Yeah, some of you guys didn't know they could sing like that. Next up is Hallelujah it's written by Leonard Cohen. Lots and lots of different people have recorded this. I think in the movie Shrek, that's one of the most famous versions by Jeff Beck. And here we go with Hallelujah, and it'll feature a solo by Brittane Perkins.
A secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you?
It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the wonderful, the made to live, the baffled king,
Can I have a big round of applause for Brittany Perkins? And lastly, our final song for the choir for this evening is actually one of the first ones they chose to do. I'm glad that the new generation likes the band Coldplay. I love Coldplay. And this is Fix You. At the very end, if you know this band, at the very end in the video, the audience, they filmed the video kind of live at this concert, and the audience sings along at the very end. If you would like to sing along, the lyrics for this final little chorus will pop on the wall. It's just a cool effect at the end where the music kind of drops out, and it's just the audience and the band singing. So if you know this song, or if you catch the melody from hearing it, the lyrics are, I love these words, lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. So lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. So you'll hear the melody. If you want to sing along at the end, it'll be a cool effect. So thank you very much. And we will feature a solo in the song, Mr. Michael Heatherly.
Try, you'll never know just what you're worth.
Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you.
another round of applause for Michael Heatherly? I really do. These kids, I have more fun in choir rehearsals this year than I've almost ever had. And I have a smaller choir than I've almost ever had. These kids really do a great job. And I love working with them. I love rehearsing. I'm just thinking how many times we've sang some of this stuff, and it's nice to finally be able to perform it for somebody. Will you please give them one more round of applause? We need about 10 minutes, and I'm gonna ask the 8th grade band to come up here and help me change the stage over. We'll turn on the lights, and if you want to get up and stretch your legs, we'll be right back with you. Thank you. Hey, thank you so much for your patience. Try to keep it moving. I know it's hot in here. Thank you so much for being in here. This place is packed. It's awesome. Hey, for the bands, I created some introductions to each song that the students are going to read for you. Don't fall off the edge there, brother. And here is Isaiah Addington.
Eye of the Tiger is the theme song from the movie Rocky 3. After Rocky loses a fight and his trainer dies, Rocky is trained by his former opponent, Apollo Creed. Apollo reminds Rocky that he needs to regain the Eye of the Tiger in order to win. We hope you enjoy our version of this popular 80s hit.
Any Way You Want It was written, the band Journey, and released in 1980. Journey formed in San Francisco in 1973, but they achieved their most success between 1978 and 1987, when Steve Perry was the lead singer. According to Steve Perry, the song Any Way You Want It was inspired by the Irish rock band Thin Lizzy.
So I asked a couple of students to perform individual solos, either that they worked on at contest. I like just giving students an opportunity to perform all by themselves in front of an audience, if I'm being honest with you. And so I asked if anyone was interested in doing that, and there were a few kids that went to contests this year and got gold medals at contests. And so I think those students would like to play a little bit for you quickly before we do our last number, Counting Stars. So we're going to start off here. Why don't you move your way to the back? And we're going to start with... Yes, Noah, you're going to start it while Grant's heading back. You can stay right there, buddy. You can stay right there. So this is Noah Grindstaff. He's an amazing trumpet player, and he went to contest and did this solo here called Rigadoon, and he achieved a gold medal with it. And when you do contests, you got to go play for a judge, and they fill out an evaluation sheet and award you gold, silver, bronze. So here is Noah Grindstaff with Rigadoon. That is good. Are you nervous, Noah? That's why I like letting them do this. And now here we go in the back. Graham Cook plays alto saxophone. He went to contest, did snare and alto both, and got gold with both of those. But here he wanted to do some or all of his snare solo. Are you nervous, Graham? Yes. Here we go. I'm a drummer, and so I know to the average listener it probably just sounds like a bunch of popcorn, just random hits. But if you saw the music, he's reading all these rhythms, and so it's really like a language, like you're just kind of reading those lines and reading those rhythms. Graham, that's a great job. And thirdly here, we have Ella Recolette, and she is doing a flute solo. Ella plays flute and oboe in our band, and here she is playing flute. What is the name of this? Gavotte? Gavotte. That is good. You did great. Although I played in the talent show and I did a marimba solo and I walked off stage all mad at myself, like, oh. So I understand how you feel. You did great, though. It was awesome. Would you give these three individuals one more round of applause? All right, now for our third number and final number for the 7th grade band. To introduce this is Caitlin Kritzweiser.
Counting Stars was recorded by the band One Republic. One Republic are from Colorado Springs, Colorado, and initially achieved success through MySpace as an unsigned act. They have also recorded great hits like Apologize, Secrets, and Good Life. Here is our final selection, Counting Stars.
Thank you so much. One more round of applause for the 7th grade band. Eighth grade band members, if you would stand up and go out the back door and grab your instruments and get ready to come on the stage. Before we get up and while I'm giving them a chance to grab their instruments, it's funny to watch these songs, like when they start them, they're all confused, and then to see them get in front of you guys and performing them, after everything we've worked on in class, it's just nice to see. You guys did a great job. Thank you so much. Give them one more round of applause. All righty. Hot mic. Continuing now with the 8th grade band, I would like to acknowledge Dakota Keys, who helps me out with the 8th grade band. Lana Cox couldn't be here tonight, but she helps me teach them, as well as Taylor Green in the back. Would you give those three individuals a round of applause? Amaya Thompson is a cadet with me 5th period. She also often helps me as well. So thank you. He's not here, but before I move on, Michael Bivens was a student teacher with me for just about a week. And hopefully he comes back and I have him more. He's a former student of mine. He helped me a little bit get ready for this concert, so I want to thank him as well. And here we are with our first number, and to introduce this is 8th grader, Mr. Aiden Said.
Heathens is a song that was written and recorded by the band 21 Pilots. 21 Pilots is actually a band composed of only 2 members, Tyler Joseph and John Doon, and they are both from Columbus, Ohio. The song Heathens was originally made for the DC Comics movie The Suicide Squad and has been nominated for 3 different Grammy Awards. I hope you enjoy our rendition of it.
All right.
Someone asked me, why do you use 2 drum set players? And my response is because I have so many kids that want to play drum set, and I don't want to cut somebody, so I try to just use 2 and get them to play together. The Allman Brothers had 2 bands, and so did 2 drummers, and so did James Brown. So I just try to get 2 drummers to play together. That way they both get a chance, and I don't have to cut anybody. Will you give Parker and Riley a round of applause? And my 7th grade drum set players, I'm sorry I didn't acknowledge you. You guys did a great job as well. Next up, we have Bella Richardson introducing our second song.
Royals was the first single released by the New Zealand singer and songwriter Lord. The lyrics in this song represent the disapproval with the glamorous and rich lifestyle many popular music artists boast about living. We hope you enjoy the concert band arrangement of this great song.
So just like with the 7th grade, I have somebody that's going to do a solo for you. I think we just have one, and his name is Aiden Said. In the back, he went to contest and did a xylophone solo called Scrumpy. And Aiden is going to play some of it for you now. Next up, we have Ava Miller to introduce our third song.
Just Give Me a Reason was written and recorded by Pink and Nate Roos from the band Fun. This song is a pop ballad about the desire to hold on to a relationship even when it appears to be breaking down. Every concert should have a good ballad. We hope you enjoy this one.
Enter Sandman was written in 1991 by the band Metallica. Metallica was formed in Los Angeles in 1981 by guitarist named James Hetfield and drummer Lars Ulrich. Enter Sandman is one of their most famous songs and is featured on all of their live albums and DVD released after 1991. Thank you again for being here tonight for our end of the year concert.
Yeah.
So I don't forget, I want to acknowledge somebody. Just a couple of weeks ago, I switched Zach from baritone to tuba, and he has been doing an amazing job playing tuba. Will you give him a round of applause? It's not an easy instrument to play. It takes a lot of air, and he's really doing a great job, and I'm very proud of him. Here is Enter Sandman. I would like to acknowledge Parker Flynn on electric guitar. Dakota Keys again on electric bass. And back in the back rocking out on the drum set, Mr. Grant Howell. Thank you again for you guys being here. Thank you so much. I think that is it. The students will meet you out here in just a few. And acknowledge again Taylor Green in the back. Taylor, thank you for all you do. You're amazing. I wasn't sure if he wanted to. Before you leave, very quickly, Isaiah adding, and if you're in a huge hurry and you need to go, by all means you can. But so Isaiah also sang in the talent show, and he's saying "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey. And so he's going to do some of it for you right now. I wasn't sure he wanted to do it, but he's pulling together the courage, and he's going to sing for you. He has a beautiful voice. It's amazing. If you're in a hurry and you have to leave, by all means, but if you can stick around for a few more minutes, thank you.
Just a small town girl.
Yeah.
Living